What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show. And today, of course, the Washington Commanders beat the Las Vegas Raiders 41-24 in a game where special teams played a role. To me, I feel that this has been like special teams week for y'all who haven't seen some of the other games. Special teams played a big role in the Carolina Falcons game. Special teams played a massive role in the Eagles-Rams game. And special teams played a big role in the Tampa Bay Jets game. And special teams also played a big role in the Washington game. So with that, I mean, this was a full team win. The running game was there. Again, as somebody who feels the way that I do, I don't like running back by committee because you can never get a guy into rhythm, which is why I'm always like against it. But they made it work today. Marcus Mariota, I mean, how stupid was it for him to try to jump over somebody instead of just getting down? That could have been very costly because that had the Raiders sticking around and scoring. I think they ended up coming down. I think they ended up scoring later and making the game 10-10. So kind of risky there. He should have gotten down. He needs to not try to force a play. Just make the easy play and keep it going. But special teams, I mean, you're talking about Deebo Samuel comes out at the beginning of the game and runs the ball back to, I think it was like the 50-something yard line on the the 40-something yard line on the other side. Did a fantastic job with that. Then you're talking about Jalen Lane runs one back for a touchdown, big time play. We saw Terry McLaurin today. Came in, got hurt in that play. Don't know what really happened. They said it was a quad. Not really certain of what really happened in that play. I do feel that they did rob him of a touchdown because even that other angle, that stadium angle that they showed, it still didn't show that he was down before the touchdown. So I do feel that they did rob Terry McLaurin of a touchdown in this game. But the team was successful. The defense came up big. Even though they were giving up plays down the stretch, which was very bad because, again, once they got the score to 34-20, once they got the score to 34 to 17 or something like that. I mean, the fact that they went with that soft coverage, that was just crazy. I mean, for the Raiders to come back and get the game within 12 points, that was scary. But Luke McCaffrey gets the garbage touchdown, which is fine for a garbage touchdown, which ends the game 41-24 in favor of the Commanders. Still a little disappointed in this offense. We haven't seen the passing game really wake up the way we wanted to wake up. It's still something that I'm not certain what's really happening with this group. But it just still seems quite stagnant. It's not moving the way you would want this offense to move. And what's happening is that it's stalling too fast. Like, I don't know if it's the play calling by Cliff Kingsbury or what it is, but it just seems like in a game where you could take advantage of their secondary, especially their two starting cornerbacks, it just seemed like there wasn't enough urgency to throw the ball. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't have ran the ball. I think they should have ran the ball like they were running it, but still go downfield. Now, I do know that they were blanket coveraging with Terry McLaurin. I did see that. But still, you could have still attacked down the field. I know this might be something that most people don't want to hear. And this might be something that, in all reality, nobody wants to really state. But the way we're using Debo, man, I mean, I feel it's a bit much. You know, like, I mean, I want him to make plays. I want him to give maximum effort and stuff like that. But there's a lot of times where their usage of him is burning him out. And there's, like, valuable time where he can be on the field that we're losing with him because of the fact that they're burning him out the way they're using him, man. You know, I mean, it's not to say that how they're using him is wrong. It's just that you're asking for him to do a whole hell of a lot in this offense. And like, I think that the several plays that we saw, it was one of those things where you asking him to return kicks. Then all of a sudden, they go on offense, and he's out for the first 2 plays of the offense because of the fact that he's ran the ball so far and he's just gassed. So, I mean, I don't know, y'all. I mean, I made the statement of bringing in Dameon Pierce. Dameon Pierce has kick return ability too. So, I mean, there are things that, you know, you don't want to overuse Deebo Samuel to the point at where he's not going to be available to you later on down the line, and possibly taking him off of kick return might be the best thing for him, because you need him more on the offensive side, and not having to take plays off due to the fact that he's gassed. So you definitely gonna have to find a way to work that around, because I don't like the way we're using him. I think we're overusing him, and you can see it that there's a lot of times that he's gassed. He goes to the sideline and he's out the game for at least 2 plays. So, you know, like we gotta find ways to make that work. And then the running him out the backfield, that's concerning to me. That, I mean, I understand that that's what they do, that's what they like, but I don't want to see him doing that much. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got running backs. That's why we got running backs by committee and stuff like that. I don't want Debo overutilized that way. I just don't. So, but again, we got the win. We got a big, huge win. This was a win that we needed. We had to win this game. The defense actually didn't look that bad. You know, starting out, they started to look a little like they were like, oh, here we go again. They shut Brock Bowers down in this game. Shut him out in this game. Can't say the same thing about Trey Tucker. 3 touchdowns, 140-something yards receiving on us. And when you watch the defense, when you think about his 3 touchdowns damn near look identical, except for, I think, the last one. But his 3 touchdowns, two of his 3 touchdowns almost look identical, where he came across the formation and caught the touchdown. He went from left to right on the first touchdown, and then from right to left on the second one. So we can't be doing that. We can't give up those type of touchdowns to any team, because we got Atlanta next. And we can't be doing that when you face a team like Atlanta, even though, but again, it was a divisional game. They didn't look good in the Carolina game. And for y'all who didn't see it, I mean, 30-0. Carolina beat the Falcons 30-0. So that's one of those things. And I think they were missing Leggett, and I think that starting out in the game, Tetairoa McMillan they weren't even sure if he was going to play. So the defense stepped up big, but again, our defense stepped up big. Our defense played very well. Our defense did a fairly good job. Like I said, the game was a little too close coming towards the end, and you can't let a guy like Trey Tucker just get touchdowns. I mean, 3 of them, like by one player. Like that, and this was one of the things that I think a lot of us was concerned about. If our front 4 didn't play as well as we did, we could have saw Geno Smith have like 6 touchdowns on us, because there was a lot of that was going on. But the defense, like I said, they stepped up. Bobby Wagner, 2 sacks in this game. We still are missing Frankie Louvu's impact in the game. This is the 3rd game now where we're not seeing him make the plays that we saw him make last year. And again, I'm not certain what's going on with him, but still kind of not really there for this game. So, but again, didn't really have to be, because our front 4 did their job. Our front 4 with Bobby Wagner were doing their job. We're going to have to see what happened with Will Harris. Will Harris went out on a hit, but Jeremy Reeves came in and looked great. Looked absolutely great. I mean, it's now what, year 6 or 7 for Jeremy Reeves on our team now. Predominantly has been more of a special teamer. This year, he's actually stepped in more, playing more defense, and him stepping in for Will Harris. He did a very good job. He did give up the touchdown to Trey Tucker, but that wasn't necessarily his fault, as it was more Mikey Sandersill's fault. But still, it was a big play. And but again, like I said, Jeremy Reeves, he stepped up big time in this defense, and he should be getting some credit. I mean, he made a nasty tackle on the running back coming out the backfield. I mean, which I think they stopped the offense from making a first down. And I mean, they played a very solid game. The front 4 did very good. Von Miller gets a sack in this game, big time. Dorrance Armstrong seemed to be getting it now. Like, it seems like he's getting it now, and he's playing tougher. Now, I don't know how many of y'all paid attention to this, but there were a couple times where, for some reason, the guard and the tackle on the right side was blocking down or blocking inward, and then somehow the center, Tyler Biadasz, had to come out to try to block Max Crosby. It just seemed very weird of a way to come up with a blocking scheme. I didn't understand that. It was a very weird one where you saw Connerly and Wiley block inside, and then I think it was Tyler Biadasz tried to come out and block Max Crosby coming off the edge. I just didn't understand that. I don't know if that was a missed assignment, or if that was something that they drew up. I don't like it, because you're asking a center to come from so far away to block an edge guy. No, I think that's dumb. But that's what it is. Our tackles, Connerly and Tunsil, they like penalties. I don't know why it is, but they like penalties. But yeah, that was something. Like I said, I still feel that our offense, especially the passing game, needs to be activated more. I'm not certain what's going on there. We got to see what's going on with what happens with the Terry McLaurin injury. We're getting injuries early in the season, y'all. Like, we lucked up last year without getting a single injury or getting big injuries. And already we seem like we've kind of gotten into the injury category. You know, you're talking about Wise was out. They had a long list of guys that were just out for this game. I think it was like Noah Brown. Jeremy McNichols was, they said he had a little injury, a little hamstring issue early, and they weren't sure if he was going to play. He had the big touchdown off of like a poor tackle by Jeremy Chan and damn, I forgot the other guy's name. But again, made a play, got the touchdown. Like Like I said, we're seeing a lot of guys go down. The Ben Coleman, inactive, healthy scratch. Yeah, that's something that make you say, Because it's like, what was the point of that? Like, what was the point of benching him this game? Like, what is it? Because, again, I think that, everybody has pushed about him going to guard, and for him to be set down as a healthy scratch, coach's decision, I don't know. Now, it could be an injury or something where they're like, nah, you know what? Even if you're kinda not injured, we're gonna go ahead and let you sit. I don't know, but it was kinda odd for them to say that he was kinda like a healthy scratch coach's decision. That was kinda weird. So, but again, Washington gets the win, 41-24. Very good game. Again, I wish that Washington could have gotten even more pressure. They walked away with 5 sacks today. Very good in that scheme. Like I said, Bobby Wagner had 2 of the 5. I think they might have had one more. They might have had 6. I think they added one more. But either way, came up big. Special teams came up big. Defense came up big. Offense did what they had to do. Running game was on point. Everything looked like a big team victory. Again, still got to check out to see what's going on with the passing part of the offense. But we'll definitely go into this Atlanta game feeling more confident. And with Atlanta losing the way that they did, we might want to pay attention to what Carolina did, so we can actually walk away with a very decisive win against the Atlanta Falcons. Y'all tell me what y'all think. How do y'all feel about this game? How do y'all feel about what I said about the passing offense still not feeling like it's quite activated? Y'all tell me what y'all think. Other than that, this has been your man, John Fortune. Like, comment, and subscribe. And this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.